And we're back! More episodes of the Jeff Hilliard Show, the show that nobody asked for, no one requested, no one was like, hey, why doesn't Jeff Hilliard do a show? Why doesn't that guy that's completely irrelevant do a show? In 2020, if you are not irrelevant, you're missing the point, my friend. My fucking awesome, incredible, non-paid intern diversity hire, Jacob Greenberg is here. Just back in the saddle. He's going to become a real estate mogul. If you're looking to buy, sell real estate, contact the show in the Los Angeles area. Jacob will fucking make it happen.
That's right. You can afford to buy a home.
Yeah, if you can, in this world, somehow you have money to buy a home. Which is, you know, it's kind of funny. Like if you're sitting at home right now and you're a non-essential, you don't matter person, and you're watching like those real estate shows of people buying like $150 million home or what have you, I'm telling you to change the channel, and maybe you should watch like a show like becoming like a survivalist type show, or like a professional camping show, or like a doomsdayer show. I just turn that off, because unless you're, doing like arms dealing or human trafficking, you're probably not buying a $50 million home. It's tough. It's tough to be that wealthy. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on. There's a lot going on. Yeah, folks, we're back here going through, just heading straight into the narcissism of what it takes today. And my mother made a comment. I think she might have heard one of them, just about, the self-deprecating humor. I don't know if she fully understands that. And she had a point, and I was like, you are correct, because part of like the midlife crisis, and then getting back into, you want to relate to the younger people, the youth. I'm not doing it right. Just so you folks know, I do know that I am the most talented, creative genius that's ever lived. I do understand that. That's how you talk in today's world, is you are the greatest thing ever. I've actually been told in my life, because of the videos and stuff I've done, and that's what people do in Los Angeles, is they jerk one another off. But I have probably been told probably 1,000 times that I am actually a genius, a creative genius. Now, I wouldn't go around saying that I am, but now that I'm doing this narcissism, that's kind of where it's at. I need to let people know that I am a genius and you're absolutely nothing. And you need to send your money in to the Patreon account if you want more of this genius. And if you want to become a genius, what you have to do is you need to be dropped on your head so hard as a baby that your mother thinks you're possibly dead. Then you need to go to Catholic school, and you need to be, emotionally and mentally raped, and just, a lifetime of trauma. You got to have a failed suicide attempt. Your first memory has to be like being abandoned, like locked outside where you don't realize that they can't see you and they're just ignoring you. You need to be lost as a child, abandoned. You need to have those insecurities, that inadequacy. You need to be told that, the chances of you going to college is you have a 1 in 99% chance of graduating college. I took a test, a college prep test, and that's what I was told. You need to be told that you don't fucking matter. And then you learn as a child, the only way to survive is to commit to complete idiocy, and you make your friends laugh. And if you do that your entire life, and then you dedicate everything you can to do a bunch of creative stuff, that is to make it so you don't, get on top of like a tower and start shooting people or shoot yourself. Then you could create something and people would think that somehow you have some special skills. But other than that, your TikTok moves, it's not that interesting, really. It's not, but I forgot. I got to keep talking about how I'm a genius.
You are a genius. I love the
It started off as like, oh, non-essential work, but to the point now where you're like, you're non-essential.
Yeah, no one's essential on this planet.
Yeah.
I've known that I'm non-essential my entire existence. I think it's kind of great that some people are just starting to figure it out, folks. We have Stacy. Stacy's back there. She's still trying to recover from our sexual experience. We had last show talked about that. I thought about I should have been, videoing myself as we were doing it. It's a kind of a weird thing. I know that me and my girlfriend talked about this new foray into a polyamorous relationship. I'm pretty sure she's convinced now that anytime I come here to my studio is that all I'm doing is constantly banging Stacy. Now, I'm 48 years old, so the horniness factor isn't really... If I was maybe 18 years old, and maybe, yeah, it's just a lot of work, folks. It's difficult. So, like, if you are out there and you're thinking about getting yourself a love doll, maybe you have ambitions of dating like a woman who's like a paraplegic or something. Someone you have to move around a lot. This could be a good practice. The love doll could be great. Or if you're a serial killer and you haven't really started killing people yet, and then you're into like the Green Valley River killer. I think he's also a necrophiliac, so he would murder them, bury them in a shallow grave, and then go revisit them. So if you're gonna that would be part of like the steps to being a serial killer, because you would have practice with moving this heavy body around, because it would be a fucking lot of work to be a serial killer. I mean, it's getting rid of the body. You gotta, it's lugging stuff around. It's a workout. I've been working out, but it's just a lot of effort for what it's worth. You know what I mean? Like,
you gotta clean her up too, right?
Yeah. We talked about, I guess you need like a fucking bucket and like a douche thing, and you gotta, so it's a lot. It's a lot of work to do to have your little moment. I was thinking, like, basically life is when you're born, it's just it's nonstop. You're born into this world that is just, it's all about gaslighting. You learn about the tooth fairy, some bullshit thing about you learn about Santa Claus, you're learning all these things, and you realize you've been lied to. Noah's Ark, Jesus, everything, television, all your favorite television shows are a lie. And I think the frustration for a lot of people is you have to just accept that everything is complete nonsense, and you're just constantly being lied. That way you don't have to get so impassionate about something and you get so frustrated. That's what's... If I'm like helping people unravel their madness and know, like, no, everyone's lying to you from everywhere you go. That's just to accept that, then you can really excel. Just going on a fucking tangent that's not even interesting. Dude, Eddie Van Halen. That's sad. He was in my childhood, Jake. And I'm probably like 10 years older than you, probably. Most likely, maybe more. I don't know. But when I was a young whippersnapper, in the 80s, Van Halen was, I saw the music video Panama. I wanted to be in Van Halen or be in Saturday Night Live. That's who I was as a kid. So you're right there. You're destined to be, either in a mental institution or in prison or a Walmart greeter. So I was a big fan. I lived in a small town in western Kansas. It's pretty slim, the opportunities of things you could do. I remember I was in fourth grade, and I was trying to get my friends to put together a band, because that's what I wanted to do. But I was a band of one. There wasn't a lot. I remember I took guitar lessons from this lady that taught guitar lessons. It wasn't like the Eddie Van Halen character I needed. And I had to do like the acoustic guitar, which I'm a little kid, maybe 10 years old. I can't wrap my hands or even push down on the strings. And I remember there was like an orange electric guitar, and I'm like, I want to play that. And who knows? The world would have been a different place if I could have been like all these kids in Los Angeles that have like these fancy parents that like are taking guitar lessons from rock stars. My privilege wasn't very privileged, because then I could have been somebody.
Yeah.
When you see the kids of celebrities getting their record deals and stuff, and a guy like me is an underdog. You know, we're not. I mean, none of them will ever make a music video as good as anything I've ever done, and I've done it with the budget of probably what they spend on shoes in over a month. All of my videos together. I mean, Donald Trump, they spent $70,000 a year on his hair. If you put all of my videos together.
Wait,
And everything, $70,000 a year is spent on his
what?
hair. Who knows what the fuck's going on there? That's a mystery in itself. That's more than all my videos put together. Everything I've done is like beyond that. What I could do. People send your money. It's like a telephone. You go to a bar, you tip the bartender. Just, it's not that big a deal. Just why not? What the hell's going on, folks? You got to accept the, that was it. Van Halen. That was really sad. I met Eddie Van Halen. It's probably too much to go into. I lived in a guest house, and I worked for a wealthy family, and I ended up living right behind Billy Bob Thornton. And I became friends with Billy Bob Thornton, which was bizarre. He would come over and we'd hang out years ago. And what the funny thing was when I decided I wanted to be an actor, I wanted to be a character actor, was after seeing the movie Sling Blade. I saw his other movie, One False Move. And then all these things kind of happened, and then now I'm in Los Angeles, and then I'm randomly working for a family in a guest house right behind Billy Bob Thornton. So there was a moment when I was over at his house, and I'm in his kitchen, and then Eddie Van Halen's there. So I'm in the kitchen with Billy Bob Thornton and Eddie Van Halen. So my very first poster I ever had as a kid was of Van Halen. And then I'm in there with Billy Bob Thornton. And then I had this girlfriend at the time who couldn't be more attractive. And this is a simulation. I get it. This is all a simulation. It's a computer simulation. It's a lot of story, but probably not that funny. I could make it funny if I went into maybe some other time. I don't even know what we're doing here. I've lived in some weird places. I've had some weird situations. There was when I was making the music, the Pussy Pounder. I had just made that. There was a 2008 financial crisis. And I remember I had 2 jobs. I was hosting this travel show, and then I had like this high-end babysitting job where I was doing really well. I was like, holy shit, I'm making so much money. I'm going to be able to buy like a house. I was killing it. And then the financial crisis happened, and then I lost both those gigs, and then I was moving out of my place. But I'd shot the Pussy Pounder, and I was editing it. It's a song, a music video mocking misogyny for all you people out there offended by everything. If you're under 35, you shouldn't actually be. You're old enough to either listen to this podcast or watch it on YouTube. Just FYI, you're easily offended by something. That's what happened in life. So I ended up randomly renting a room. But you get to a certain age, you can't have roommates. It's just not going to work. And so I ended up living in this. This woman had to be in New York, and so she was going to rent out a room, and then she was going to be in New York for a long period of time, and maybe she'd come back for a weekend or something. It was going to be really inexpensive, so I was like, okay, let's do it. I was desperate, so I moved into this place, and then there's always like a catch, you know what I mean? Like the hustler person where now you've gotten into their racket, you've been sold a thing, and then you get like the bait and switch. So there are these 3 cats that she had that she was supposed to be taking with her, but I know now there was no way in hell she was taking the cats to New York. That was just a lie to get me in there. And I had been making all this money, so I had a girlfriend. I broke up with her, and I moved into my own place. And I had this. I lived with this girl, and then I bought all this new stuff. So I had all this nice stuff. And then I moved into. Now I'm downsized into this new place, and there's 3 cats that are not happy that their mom's not there. And I'm not there that much. These cats literally just destroyed everything I have. And then the guy that lived downstairs, his job was to come up and change the litter. Now, this is an overweight guy who spends all day long watching, I don't know if it's Fox News or CNN, but just yelling about politics. And
in 2008.
yeah, I don't even know what the hell he was yelling. He would just be, every time I walked by, I could just hear him yelling at the television. I mean, your life has not worked out. If you're an older fella, probably in his late 50s, early 60s, and you haven't figured out that politics is just a bunch of bullshit. It's like you're like watching professional wrestling, screaming about the Undertaker and Hulk Hogan. Like, it is completely crazy. So this fella, I don't even know why I'm going on this tangent. This isn't even that interesting. So he would go up there, and because he's just pissed off about politics all day long. And somehow I'm something negative no matter what. You're just a target when someone's that worked up over politics, unless you're going to sit there and just get on to whatever the hell they're going on about. So he would come up there, take the cat litter, and then he would dump it in the toilet. That was his way to deal with it. Well, apparently that's not really a good idea. So because of that, the house gets completely flooded and just ruins everything. You know, I have these cats just ripping everything apart. It was just like that's how your life just kind of slowly falls down into. And I even forgot about this. I bought this ridiculous oversized television, and then I didn't want them to move it, so I had a girlfriend I was moving it, and she took a bag of metal clamps. The screen was laying like that, and she grabbed it, and it was kind of heavy, and she ended up dropping it on the screen and just shattered the whole screen. And I kind of hung on to the TV for like a couple months, like I was maybe going to do something with it.
You learn how to fix
it. It was basically, I just took like $3,000 and just lit on fire. Like, I was like, God, that was brutal. And then when I moved out of that place, God, it was brutal. So then her friend's husband was getting divorced, who was an alcoholic, who then moved in. Then her friend moved in. It was just this thing, like, you're just going to be living this thing, and then it's just, you've been sold a lie, which is basically everyone's life. And then I moved out, and of course I was hit with, I didn't get the deposit back because she claimed I put some holes in the wall I nailed pictures or something, which I didn't, and whatever. One of those things. And
a whole deposit.
For just making shit up, just a hustler. But it's one of those things where I wish I had more of like more free time and more crazy, because then you could really. But I was with someone at a yoga class, and then I see her there. We're doing the namaste, and she's wanting to connect and be friendly, and I'm like, if you're a dude, I would just fucking punch you in the face. You know what I mean? It's just, people are terrible. This show is just not. This show's a train wreck, folks.
I think you're in your head about it.
Yeah, that was I don't even know why. Oh, it's because of politics stuff. Because people that are so worked up in politics and yelling. There was a funny moment though. I was making the music video, the Dry Humping Peeping Tom. If you haven't seen that, it's a lovely music video. And I had this massive teddy bear, because that's what the character did. Was he was addicted to humping this teddy bear outside as a peeping Tom. And as I was going to shoot some of the music video, I was running out of there with the big teddy bear running down there, and a lady had moved in across the street, and she hadn't put curtains in, and so she was completely naked. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what kind of weird? How did I manifest this weirdness? I mean, if I was into humping the bear, I create these ridiculous characters. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, that would have been his prime opportunity. Would have been like, could this get any hotter? Yeah, it was like, how funny was that? I remember. Did you ever see the movie Blue Thunder? Probably not. It was way before your time. I was a little tiny kid. There's this movie called Blue Thunder, and the opening scene is these two guys are in a helicopter, and they are as peeping Toms looking outside of a window, and this really attractive woman is doing naked yoga. Mm-hmm. And as like a little kid, as a male that's just starting to probably even be attracted to women, you're thinking, God, I hopefully I can look out my window and I see this, you know?
Yeah.
You got to be careful with what you wish for.
You got it.
Yeah. So another one of the places I lived, and I've lived in a lot of places in Los Angeles. A friend of mine, an actress, got me to move into a house, another bamboozled situation. Just going to work a couple hours a week, and doing like random things. So she gets me to move in, and it's not a couple. It's like literally 60 hours a week job. This woman is the most psycho ball buster you've ever met, like and crazy. So I'm in this place, and I just got sober, and I remember and you're really crazy when you first get sober, and maybe a couple months into being a sober person, and I'm trying to fall asleep. I gotta get up and work or whatever, and there's a lot of loud cackling and stuff going on. So the place that we lived behind, this other actress that was out of town, and she had her assistant or something, which was a lesbian, but like she looks like she's like could have played on a softball team, like not more like a guy, more of like a plus size model situation, and then her plus size model type girlfriend. Not necessarily what I'm personally attracted to, but that was my Blue Thunder moment. So I had manifested that as a kid and didn't even realize it. So I remember just looking out the window, and these are loud, obnoxious, drinking people, and you can't sleep and then somehow the air conditioner wasn't open, so you had to have the windows open so it didn't get too hot because that hadn't gotten sorted out yet. So I thought about that. I was like, it's because of that fucking. When I was a kid and I saw that movie Blue Thunder.
And you prayed and wished.
I wished for that, and God goes, here you go. Yeah. Here's your moment. Perfect timing.
Two big lesbians.
Yeah. In a hot tub, going at it. Laughing so hard and carrying on. And I'm really sober too, so it's even more irritating that you can't drink, and there are these people that are really enjoying themselves.
In a hot tub.
Naked, prancing around, playing loud music. And I didn't have enough self-esteem to be like, hey, could you keep it down? Like, I'd probably got arrested. Like, fucking creep looking at it, it's not easy being a man. Wow. I was worried about you're going to be like you don't want to become a sex offender. You know what I mean? There's a lot of creeps out there. And I look like one, so I gotta be extra straight on the arrow. I think if you were a sex offender, what they should do is they should be mandatory where they have to carry around one of these sex dolls everywhere they go. Like, that's how you know that they are a sex offender, because they have that with them. Because it's almost like, those like kids, they used to have a program where they had like a lot of teenage pregnancy. So what they would do is they'd give them a baby, not a real baby, but like a 14-pound thing. They had to carry it around and pretend to feed it, so they could get a realistic idea of what it's like
I wonder how that program worked.
I have no idea, but I think it would be great if you've had some sort of sexual offense or whatever. You'd have to lug around one of these like 130-pound sex dolls everywhere, and everywhere you go, people know like, oh, wow. Guy's really into, because maybe that would. I don't know if that's a good idea. It'd just be kind of interesting if you kind of knew. I'm able to see people, and I kind of figure out if they're like a mental rapist, an emotional vampire. My friend Emma, she used to live in this building. She coined the mental rapist thing. I
like her.
She's great. She's hilarious. She's in England now. Everyone's moved from Los Angeles. It's terrible.
I thought while you were saying moving that around, remember, did you watch the house that Jack built?
Yeah.
When he was like moving the bodies and like it was
and
such
doing
a
photographs and stuff. Yeah, it's a crazy movie. I don't. Yeah, it's a lot of work, man. But good for you. Good for you, folks. If you're, if you need to. You got to have your sexual thing, and you don't have any luck with actual women, and you need to. There you go. You can work it out, because what you could do, it's like if you get really good at that, you could actually have a niche where you would date like a paraplegic that needs to be carried around and lifted around, because you'd have all this experience doing it. That could be like your selling point, like on an online dating app. Yeah. You know what? I'm off. There's this guy. So in our house, my girlfriend, I live it's a new house, very mid-century, beautiful house, built, and they're still working on it a little bit. It's like so there's this guy that they've done these expensive cabinets and stuff, and so they're supposed to be done in February, and so this guy, that's a long time ago, and this guy is clearly an alcoholic. That's his job, these cabinets, and it's a little frustrating because it's somehow it's not done, and there's a lot of problems, of course, as you would expect. But he has this. So today I'm rushing to get out of the house, and he always wants to kind of relate, wants to do a little, like we're buddies and stuff. And I'm just looking at him like I did a job the other day. I show up and did a job, an acting thing, and I fucking deliver a performance, and these people are beyond excited. It's one take. It's just on. And that's when I go to work. I try to exceed people's expectations and stuff. This guy's whole thing is a lot of excuses and why things aren't done. And you have to listen to the him and haw about all of his personal problems. And so today he always makes a comment about where are the drinks, or are we going to have drinks or something? And then he knows that I don't drink, and my girlfriend doesn't either. And I'm just kind of and the guy's like, oh, how long have you not drank? And I'm like, 15, coming on 16 years. And I go, well, I don't drink. It's because I'm able to dominate life. I'm able to, if I get, I'm able to deliver things. I give a real progressive kind of I will fucking knock you out, buddy. I'm so sick of this. Everything is just, you gotta finish this. What's going on here?
Sounds like
There's a lot of rapists, mental rapists. The guy wants to hold you hostage and tell you all of his woes and stuff. And it's like, hey, if you're smoking Marlboro red cigarettes and you're in your late 50s, just fucking jump off a cliff. Just shoot yourself. What the fuck's going on here? I mean, I understand that you're hanging on to the rebel thing, but you're not showing up in anyone's life and doing anything but causing a fuckload of problems. It's just kill yourself already. You know what I mean? I mean, your midlife crisis, your whole life has been crisis. You've been drunk. For your crisis, what you need to do is you just got to get sober. Because your life is a living hell. I get it. I know that before you even fucking open your mouth. Okay, buddy? The first time I met you and you said that, made a comment about the drinks, I looked over to my girlfriend and said, this guy's not going to finish this job until August. Boy, I was wrong. He's not going to be done until fucking the holidays. Yes, so the Marlboro red smoking cabinet maker who likes to drink always wants to have cocktails at the work. It's who are you? Are you Keith Richards? You're making fucking cabinets in someone's fucking house. You're not a fucking rock star. We're not. What are we celebrating? Your failed existence? Or the fact that we've somehow been duped into the fact that you're in our fucking house? What are we celebrating? Yeah, that's what's going on out there. A lot of... so if you're at work right now, intoxicated, good for you. You've duped somebody into... It's crazy. The whole closet's been taken apart. All the cabinets that were done are not done correctly and fucked up. And so they're doing them again. And it's almost comical, really. Because he will be there for the holidays. Or the apocalypse. That's what's going on, folks. Sorry about that. Get your midlife crisis right, okay? Get your
fucking shit together.
Yeah, get your fucking shit together. If you're in your 50s and you can't fucking function, you should give your money to the show and fucking it's time to move on. You're a non-essential person. You're just a hassle. All you're doing is mentally raping anyone you come in contact with. Good Lord. And then you want to relate? How are you going to relate to me, buddy? I see right through you. I've been you, okay, asshole? You're like you're like me if I never got sober. Fucking where are the drinks? Like 5 times the guy's like, is like trying to his hustle to fish around if we're gonna have drinks together.
Such a weird hustle.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning, dude.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of the house, and you're here. Why are you still here? Yeah. Why can't you finish the fucking job? It's pretty funny. The world is fucking crazy, man. It's funny because, like, how do you even, you couldn't talk to someone like that. I was actually really nice to him, made him laugh when I had to run an errand. I came back, and I just, sure he got my passive aggressive, figure it out, like, as he's on his smoke break. Like, how about you just get the fucking job done? How about you just finish, my friend? Jesus Christ. What the fuck's going on? I get it, you hate your life, but just finish the job and figure something else out. What the fuck are you torturing us for? For the love of God.
How many cabinets is it?
A lot.
A lot of cabinets?
Oh, that's a major thing, yeah. There's
9 months.
Huge walk-in closet. There's bathroom stuff. There's a really nice, massive kitchen. I don't even know. This is
that's too long.
This is it's not. I don't. It was supposed to be done a long time ago. I don't know. It's my girlfriend's deal. If I would have shot the guy already. If I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to. It's not my lane, folks. Not my lane. I'm just there to be supportive. It's funny because my girlfriend, she's an amazing woman, and she is a boss. She's like a CEO. She's an important person. So, and I think it's kind of funny, listening to someone who is like a boss today's environment, dealing with employees, and how ridiculous it is. Because you were talking with people that are, I don't know, in their 20s, 30s, or whatever, and the whole time you have to just be like, James, you're doing an excellent job. I just want to tell you that I'm really excited about what you're doing. I see the progress you've made. Like, inside, you're really just like, dude, if you could just do your job that we've hired you for, that would be amazing. But you'd have to spend probably half an hour every time you talk to a person jerking them off about how they're valued and how wonderful they are. Like, how pathetic have we become as a society? Like, you could see like a CEO would have to talk to like all the children that are pretending to be adults, like that are like up to like 40 years old. And then you'd have like the Generation X people where they would just be like, all right, losers, this is what, what I mean? Like, they want to be talked to like real people, but then you have to talk to the young people and just, really want to acknowledge how they feel and how are you feeling. And I really see the effort you're doing and like, I couldn't be a CEO. I'd be like the Michael Jordan like character, like him telling them that I'd attack them. I mean, I'm trying to become like Ellen DeGeneres. I come out dancing, and then behind the scenes, I'm fucking screaming at people. Don't make fucking eye contact with me. I'll fucking knock you out right here.
That's how you treat me.
Yeah.
The fucking camera's not rolling. I'm scared.
What the fuck? I made eye contact. You wearing cologne? I have a sensitive nose. Are you not chewing gum? Your breath. What are you doing to me? You're fired. The hell's going on here? What is going on, folks? I don't even know. I don't. Everything's falling apart in Los Angeles. Everyone's homeless. We're gonna die. The next pandemic is not coming from Wuhan, like the open market. It's coming from just down the street. Like, what are we fucking doing here in the city of Los Angeles? I guess if you want to experience Burning Man year round, living in a camp, come to Los Angeles. Get out here. I think that the Boy Scouts, what the Boy Scouts should do is they should have homeless people be like the scout masters, because they could teach the kids. Like, you could get like living out of a shopping cart kind of. You could get a shopping cart patch.
Okay.
You could get like you have to go out and get cardboard so you can sleep on it. You have to like fend the city camping. That's where the focus should be, because you're dealing with professional campers. You're not going to prepare these kids for a future. of being on the street. They're sitting there playing video games. Video games, I don't fuck with it because I have a compulsive, addictive personality. And about 16 years ago, 17 years ago. Well, I remember playing Tetris as a kid. And then I remember I started seeing everything as blocks and stuff. I mean, I played Atari. I did all that stuff when I was really little. Mm-hmm. But as you get to an adult, playing video games is a little much, right?
I happen to be on the same page with you, yeah.
You don't fuck with it because you just know it's
I can see the value in the learning process, but I think it does suck
a lot of your life away. So I was in Minneapolis in a hotel, and I was like 18 hours into Grand Theft Auto straight.
I've done that.
And I'm just like angry, and I'm like, what am I doing? I can't fucking do this, And I'm playing this stupid video game. I'm driving down the road, and I'm thinking about running people off. I see a lady with a bunch of bags. I'm like, she's got a ton of money, and I just kind of catch myself, like, you start becoming the video game, and I'm thinking, like, fuck, man, they should have like a video game that's gonna help like prepare you for life. Maybe they could have a video game called like Senior Citizen. Where you're fucking like on 10 different medications, and you're kind of coming in and out. Everything's are blurry. Your mouth is dry. You have to try to parallel park because you have to get to this doctor's appointment. You're wearing your Depends undergarments, and then you got to get the walker out of the back. But then the whole stress of trying to get the car in the spot, and you're banging things. You can't really see over the dashboard, and then finally you get the car parked. It's halfway on the fucking curb, but you don't give a shit because you're like 85 and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna die anyway. I gotta get to the doctor's office. And then you're trying to get there because you don't want to fucking make a mess in your fucking Depends undergarments, because that's a fucking nightmare. Just because you have them on, you still got to deal with the cleanup, and then you got to get another one, and you don't want to get anything on your fucking pants. So then you're fucking trying to get the walker out of the fucking trunk, and then you're trying to get to the fucking across the street, but you think you're moving fast, but you're going so goddamn slow you can't. There's not enough time to get across the street, and everyone's fucking honking at you. Got a street, you fucking old man racist, because you're racist no matter what, because you're an old man that was a white person, so clearly you own a plantation. It's terrible. This is what they should be making video games for, people, so people can like get prepared. Trying to the part of the video games, like trying to get your dentures in.
I love this.
Trying to figure out get the medications. What happens if you take the wrong medication? You're always having to get to the bathroom. You're trying to avoid people. You're always anyone that says something to you, you're responding with absolute fucking insanity. Like, sir, if you wouldn't mind, you're parking your car too close. I don't listen to anybody else. You just erupt with some crazy That's how you gotta fend people off because you're angry. Trying to get like clothes matching. Who gives a shit? You gotta remember if you like put a kettle on for tea because you don't want to fucking burn the place down. Like, there's a lot of shit going on. Yeah. And you need to make a video game that's going to help prepare you for life, not some fucking Grand Theft Auto where you're pretending to do crime and stuff. Well, actually, that could be helpful for today's society. They can make a fucking video game called Professional Camper. Like, called Destitute. You've been laid off in a pandemic. Unemployment's fucking been discontinued. Figure it out.
The game starts.
Yeah.
Just like...
It's 2020. It's called 2020. Welcome to your new life. You're non-essential. You don't fucking matter.
That's really good.
So I should get into making video games. I need a whole team. I don't have the infrastructure, but I have a lot of ridiculous ideas I think that would be amazing. Like, if I had the infrastructure right now, I would have been selling fucking bedazzled hazmat suits. Like... Like, that's what people need. Like, just these, like, sporty fucking designer Gucci hazmat suits. Like, so, look, I'm not worried about going anywhere. I'm completely taken care of, You can come closer to me. Yeah. I mean, I do like the fact that people have to be, say, 6 feet away. It's kind of fun to, because I've already had COVID, but it's always kind of fun to be out in public. And I cough a lot. It's hilarious watching people's reaction. It's terrible. I'm fucking terrible.
That's not terrible. I fucking go for
coughing. Yeah. Excuse me. Like in the grocery store, you're trying to get around somebody. Yeah. Instead of saying excuse me, you just cough, and it's just immediately parting this disease. And I've always wanted to sell like burqas. I wish a burqa could become like a, not just specific to like if you're a oppressed Muslim woman that's in some terrible situation, but they could take the power out of it. I remember I watched like there's a old like Elton John was in the airport one time and he was just fucking going off at these paparazzis and stuff. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just wear like a burqa? If you're a celebrity and you don't want people to take your picture, fucking harass you, wear a fucking burqa. Get over yourself. Just put a fucking burqa on and you're freedom.
Well, that would have been great if Diana was wearing a burqa.
Diana, Princess Diana?
Yeah. Maybe
Right?
She wouldn't have died that day.
But then you could do designer burqas, and then they have to be different, so they're not a burqa. But I wanted to do one and then like sell them. Like if you're a poker player, you can have the poker face. You have the sunglasses on over the burqa. Like if you're like a guy that's cheating on like or a woman or you're married and you're cheating on your spouse, you're wearing the burqa. You know, I mean, it's kind of like a lot of. I have actually a burqa and I've worn it. It's pretty amazing. It does. People are. I was driving down the street in a burqa and I had the face thing on, and people were just like, you know, it's alarming.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it is alarming.
Yeah.
Actually, it's
great. You know, I also have like a priest outfit, which is fun to go to like a strip club. Go to you know, it's fun to have a priest outfit on. Just go out and get completely hammered. You know.
Yeah.
It's a great look. I mean, you should do this. You should have fun with your life, people. Everything's a costume party. Now, the costume I wanted to get, which my girlfriend was not okay with, if we had to go to Burning Man again, is I wanted to get like a Saudi Arabian, prince outfit. But I think that would be probably culture appropriation. But it just makes sense. If you had to go to Burning Man, you're in the hot sun. I mean, that's the outfit, right? You got But apparently, people would maybe be. Get over it. Who cares?
Yeah. I don't know though. Can you like cultural appropriation like Saudi Arabia? They're like
everything is you're fired.
Yeah,
so
it is true.
Why do I care? Like I don't have anything going on anyway.
Yeah,
that's not true. I am in a movie that's gonna be coming out. It's really good. Couple movies that are coming out that I'm in.
Yeah, and
we'll talk about
the best podcast in the United States.
I have the #1 podcast in the United States.
Top
I am
top rated.
Yeah, top rated. It's a 5-star podcast, folks. It is if you're hip and cool, you're listening to this lunatic going on about whatever the hell he's going on. Do you have Citizen app?
I had to get rid of it.
It's I think it's like the Facebook of the future. It's just, if you don't know what Citizen app is, it basically lets you know of all the crime happening around you. And it's kind of amazing because I didn't know that everyone owns a machete. But there's always someone with a fucking machete. They're naked, they're in a Halloween everyone. There's someone on the street selling machetes. Like, that's a business you should be in. If you're trying to figure out how to make money, go to Home Depot, buy machetes, go down the street and sell them for, a little markup. Because everyone's got a machete. Like, I wouldn't even know where to get a machete. I guess Home Depot, maybe? I guess that's a weapon of choice.
The garden. Yeah.
Garden section. That's a weapon of choice. Get a machete. I guess the Danny Trejo movie Machete is where it's at. If you're going to be homeless, get yourself a machete. That's part of the essential packing as you're moving out of you're being evicted from your apartment. But what you should do is, like, someone sent me a thing that a really lucrative job right now is evicting people from their apartments.
I've heard of like repo men. It's terrible.
Like, if you want to be you want to be a billionaire, folks. Do you remember? I know everyone's like favorite villain is George Soros, but like, during the Nazi days, he was as a kid would turn in this fellow Jewish people, right?
Yeah,
to make.
Well, it's a tricky situation because that would happen. A lot of people did that, and it was. Yeah.
Well, anyway, this guy is an enterprise. He doesn't care. He's ruthless.
Yeah.
Fucking, you're literally death sentence.
Yeah.
If you want to be successful people in life, you need to become a sociopath. You need to not give a shit about other people's feelings and try to do what's right for others. You only need to care about yourself. That's how you succeed. That is the American dream. So right now, you get a job evicting people, become a repo man, and your life is just fucking destroying people, getting them out on the street, taking their car if you want to be successful.
Yeah.
That's what it is in 2020. You want to... Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's true.
It's ruthless. I know. I don't have a lot of it in me. I don't know, but that doesn't matter. I'm trying to encourage people to go to camping sites and steal camping gear from wealthy people, and then you're like the Robin Hood for the homeless, and then bring it to the homeless people. That's what you can do. You have to virtue signal. You could document this on your social media, You're your modern day Robin Hood character. I need to be doing things that are more. I need to tell people more helpful advice. I'll give you a life hack. Let's say you're in whatever city you're in. Like, let's say you have to go to the bathroom. You gotta do a number 2. You gotta drop the Bill Cosby's off at the pool. You got to. What do you do, folks? A lot of people don't know what to do in this situation. I'll tell you what to do. You go to yourself the nicest hotel, 5-star hotel. I've done this many times. I go to the Beverly Hills Hotel. I pull in my shitty car and let them know that I have to drop off a package, a courier. What do? I don't have to pay for valet. I park my car because I'm going to be in and out. I go into one of the nicest bathrooms in the city, and I drop off the Bill Cosby's. That's a life hack you can use in your life. You have to be able to. You have to be able to play the role. It's all about having the right costume, playing the right role. Fitting into. It's about surviving. That could be the video game. I thought it'd be funny if you. That could be like your YouTube show. All the places you're going to go to the bathroom. Documenting it.
I like that.
It's good. It's kind of weird because I've had this black on black cop car now for a few years. And when I got the cop car, a friend of mine had it. Good guy, great guy. He got me into the cop car world. And it's one of those things where you can rent the car out for movies or whatever. And I'm an actor, so then I've been cast in stuff with car. It's another hustle. So the car ends up paying for itself. And basically you're driving around a NASCAR sports car, a high-performance vehicle that's a cop car. Now, the great thing about that is you finally get the respect you deserve on the road. No more people fucking, like, honking at you. It's kind of brutal, a stop sign or stoplight. You're, like, texting on your phone like an asshole, and the light changes, and the person behind you doesn't even honk because they're afraid to jump out of the car and start shooting.
Yeah.
That's right. And the one thing is great because either I'm like some undercover cop or I'm a serial killer. Most likely people look at me and think I'm a serial killer. So it's really helpful. So every morning I would take an illegal turn on Sunset. I would take a left turn into the Coffee Bean. Now my old car, people are not getting out of the way. They're not allowing me to turn left. They're just like, fuck off, loser. Like, what are you doing? You're making an illegal left turn. When I got the cop car, it's like, how they say, like, if you buy something, that's not going to fix you? Total lie. Once you get in the cop car, people would, like, put it in reverse, waving me right through. I was like, this is, like, why haven't I been doing this my whole life? Oh. Like, I've driven places where I'm speeding, and I've had so many situations where there was, like a cop doing, like, one of those speed trap things. And I got a job hired to drive to Burning Man, to take a band, their music video, to find them and then show them the music video, and then I had to take and give them the notes and send it to whatever. So I'm driving to Burning Man in my cop car, speeding, because everywhere I'm going, I'm trying to get there quickly for whatever reason. I go right through a speed trap where I see the cop doesn't light me up because in the cop car you have to have that there's a moment of hesitation. So in a normal car I would have been done. I've gone through stop signs. I've ran lights. There's been a cop car there, and they don't turn it on because there's like a hesitation before they can actually tell that I'm really just some jackass in a cop car. But you can also get jammed up. You could also they could come at you because you look like the one thing I do is I have an IMDb. I can this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. It's what it is. It's a picture car. I'm not actually out. Arresting people and shaking them down. I'm nuts, but I'm not committing crimes. So that's what you need out there if you're looking to make your life better. You could get a cop car. I don't think you want to do that now. You probably. I'm driving around thinking I might get shot. A little tense right now with the current state of affairs.
Depends on where you are, but for sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough world out there. Those have been some life hacks. The cop car, taking dumps at 5-star hotels, developing these video games. You know what I mean?
I got a life hack.
Yeah?
Yeah. When you go to a hotel, all right, no. You lose a phone charger. Very expensive to replace that.
They all have them at the hotel.
Go to the hotel. You just say, I left my phone charger. I was staying with a friend. They have boxes of them.
Yeah. chargers. You can also do that at gym. You tell them you lost your headphones.
Yeah, headphones. That's good for headphones. I don't mind sticking the headphones in the ear, but yeah.
Get yourself clean it up. You got to do everything, man.
Yeah.
Folks, you got to get yourself a fucking bedazzled hazmat suit or a burqa. That's what you could wear. You could just wear it every day. Every day's fucking Halloween anyway. Just start wearing a burqa. You know? That's what needs to happen, folks. We live in a fucking death cult. That's what the military is. That's where your tax dollars are going. If you're going to be outraged, why don't you outrage that? You know, I don't understand. I don't understand all that. It's kind of weird because they're doing like this, like these people think that they're like in like a, they're working with, they're with Che doing like a Cuban uprising here. Like it's like, but they're all like, it's like corporate sponsored. I mean, they should have in their Antifa outfits, they should have like corporate sponsors. And same with like the Proud Boys. Like they should like NASCAR. They should have all of these like different radical, whatever the hell they're doing. They should have like they're sponsored by like Nike and, you know, like Dawn. They should like some dishwashing soap and stuff as they're out there protesting. Because I'm sure we're gonna I'm sure it's not over with. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more. And all these people that worship these politicians and stuff, it's really creepy. These people,
I'm with you on that.
They're not going to save you. Not save. They've already sold us out. They're up there just looting the treasury. I don't even know why we have to keep pretending that these people are doing anything. Stop giving them power. They should not be allowed in polite society. Every time they're speaking or doing something, you should just be yelling at them. People in the news, you should be yelling at them, screaming at them. And you see them in public, you're the snake that lies to us. What the hell's going on here?
What do you think about this? Do you think Trump is going to win again?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know who's going to win. I mean, it's hard to when you realize everything is a lie and you don't really know what's what. I don't know, man. I don't really know. I don't. Part of me just I don't care. It's kind of like the Republican Party is kind of like the alcoholic. It's extremely selfish. It doesn't give a shit about anything. It wants everything. It wants to make as much money as it can. It just it doesn't give a shit about the environment. Doesn't give a shit about you. Doesn't want to help out anybody. You know, it's the one that's going to steal the money. That's going to go to help vulnerable people. They don't care about them because they're so selfish, you know. And then like the Democrat Party is kind of like the person married to the alcoholic, like the enabler, the person who needs to be an Al-Anon, who's like this hyper vigilant, wants to control everything, but they have a hustle too. They're actually can be just as creepy, but now our Democrat Party is also an alcoholic. So it doesn't. They're both like, but they have more of like an Al-Anon issue, where they're gonna they want to control everything. Like, you know, they want all this money. They do the pretending they're helping you out, but while they're screwing you. So and then you're like in a car with like this married couple that are in this violent screaming at each other, and they're trying to convince you which one is right. And you're just stuck there. You can't go anywhere. And you're thinking about, I know that we're flying down the interstate at like 75 miles an hour, but I could just open this door. And I wonder, hopefully I would die. It might be painful, but it might end quickly. But the problem is you're thinking like, if I jump out, I might be paraplegic. You don't know what to do here. You know, you're just,
a really good analogy.
You're just being fucking mentally raped, gaslit, nonstop lying by all the news. And I wish the masses would get that, and so they could have, like, once you know, like, you can't, the game's up. You know, everything's a lie, so then we wouldn't have to, it takes a lot of power away from these people, and then we could potentially have some nice things. People could have some health care.
That would be lovely.
People could, maybe they could go back to work. I don't know. Maybe they could. I think it's funny that the president got, well, it's not funny. He got COVID, and then I think it's funny because he knew exactly what's going to happen, that he's going to recover from it. And he's the expert now of COVID, and as the champion of this. He's not. I mean, I understand. I have already had it, so I feel immune. So I'm wearing the mask, which is kind of like, hey, I'm doing this for a show here, so you feel comfortable with yourself.
That's right.
I mean, it'd be kind of good if everyone got it. Like you just said, like, look, some of us aren't going to make it. Might as well just, instead of I think I'd rather have COVID than the vaccine.
Yeah. The vaccine is rushed. It's like 30 companies are trying to make this vaccine. It's like, who knows what it's going to be. I wouldn't want round one.
I don't know. I'm over all this. I just like to get some kind of normalcy, but I don't know. I think as we all know, folks, it's part of the depopulation program. It's like some of you are going off the nom, but a lot of you aren't coming back. A lot of us probably going to make it to 2021. So send your money in, get your OnlyFans page, buy your sex doll, start making videos of you banging the sex doll. Let your friends and family know that you should have been a porn star. Look at my skill set. Obviously, check out the OnlyFans page. See my skills. I know what would solve all of the problems. I've been doing this app I talk about, the Trip, the virtual reality with the Oculus, meditation video game, and I'm their unofficial. I'm doing the non-sponsored commercials that they have not hired me for, but I kind of think that we could save the entire planet. So I was looking at their Facebook thing. This is a person's review of Trip.com. So if you are like struggling with dealing with life and people or stress, if you get this app, what it's going to do is it's going to help fix your whole situation so you're not so nuts. This is what this person left. I saw that this is pretty good. I could never get into meditation. Now I can't miss my twice daily. I've only been using it a few weeks and I'm changing. I'm autistic, ADHD, bipolar. This is true, dude. This is real. Too damn smart to be so dumb. All of that. Always spiraling out of control and on a rant about something. You think I wrote this, right? No, this is real. Now, my breathing automatically changes to calming breathing at stressful situations. I don't think to myself, I'm about to watch the news. I'd better do the breathing thing. No, I hear and feel my body just doing what I wish it had been doing all my life. You kind of messed up. Get this? You love someone, kind of messed up. Get this for them. You know someone that's under a lot of stress right now? You really must get this for them. At least that's my opinion. This is a healing virtual reality. I'm a fan forever. I mean, what else do you need, folks?
Write a review.
Trip.com, TRIPP.com. Listen, folks, if you're a fucking nightmare, you have no ability to regulate your own emotions because of severe trauma in your life. You get set off, you're screaming and yelling at people because you have PTSD, you can't be present, and someone's not doing something right, and you want to fucking put your fist through their face, and you can't do that. That's not how you want to be. You need to get Trip.com so you can fix your frontal lobe, and you can get your life together. Like the cabinet guy, if he was doing not self-medicating and being drunk all the time, but his excuses, and God knows what he does, maybe the job would be done if he was doing. So I've convinced myself if everyone was doing this meditation app, the whole world would be fine. Like it would actually solve all of the world's problems. Does that sound? Am I out of my mind?
I think it's like a fundamentalist belief in this company. I think it's beautiful.
I'm such a fan. Yeah. I'm a big fan. I think it will help save. It'll help make the world a better place. I think people will become more rational and sane in an absolutely insane world. And people are on edge. People are running around with machetes. People are never thought that they would never be able to. They've realized they're non-essential, and now they need. And the government's they're not going to extend their unemployment because. That's what's going on because the Democrat and the Republican Party do not care about you. That is such a weird shock. It's so crazy. You know what I think they should do is they have like all these like hair salon, all these businesses that there's now boarded up. They could just make them homeless encampments. They could just move them into.
Yeah, they really could.
Yeah, I think they were saying something about taking motels and into homeless. It'd be. I mean, think of all the empty real estate of. You could just move them in there, and be like everyone's subsidized. Everyone's in their own little prison. We need to evolve out of this, folks. It's time. Everyone needs to really embrace their midlife crisis. You need a coach that's going to help you really make that happen. Hit the Patreon. I am the one and only pioneer midlife crisis coach. I'm going to figure out, folks, how to do the Zoom interview with the cam link. I'm going to have some interviews with some wonderful people. We're going to really step up the game here at the Jeff Hilliard Show. Jake is doing great. Jake's doing great things. He's got a podcast we'll be talking about in the future he's doing. I mean, everything's happening here at the Jeff Hilliard Show.
Actually, I wanted to say something about Trip. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, before Trip, Jeff screamed like he screams at you, but in the mirror. And then Trip got him
it actually did help.
the equipment, and put it together.
Yeah, because I was able to calm down a little bit, be more focused.
Healed the frontal lobe.
Worked on the frontal lobe damage.
And now he screams into a microphone.
Yeah, for your benefit. So you can relate to the frustration. So I'm not out there, using like an Uber driver as a therapist. Folks, why are you paying money to go to a therapist? Just get in like an Uber and just unload your entire. Even better yet, become an Uber driver and then turn the passenger into your therapist. Take them hostage and mentally rape them.
That's so good. It's so good. It's so
true.
$9. You know what I mean? Like a fraction.
Yeah, just, maybe you could pull over and park and just really, stop the meter basically and then just keep going. Let them know. Because nothing more than somebody making like $5 an hour as they run their vehicle into the ground and having to listen to your failure of a life, the things that you didn't get sorted out. You can just unload all of your frustrations out on an Uber driver. They're held hostage. They can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. I mean, I think if you have a lot of emotional problems, then you just need to talk it out. Besides getting like a midlife crisis podcast, but you get real interaction if you're in a vehicle. You'd be a driver. You should become a driver and just find yourself screaming and yelling about either politics or you could go full QAnon conspiracy on them. You could let them know that, which is what's happening. Hillary Clinton is sacrificing babies and drinking their blood, which probably is real. I mean, come on.
Look at her.
Look at just that crazy laugh. Of course she is. I mean, then she would make sense. They would all make sense. They were. I saw something where they were finally released some documents that Hillary Clinton did for sure was behind the Russian hoax debacle. I don't even know. People are really worked up over. Of course she is. They're all crazy. These people are sociopaths. Can we stop giving them all this attention and power? Send your money into the Jeff Hilliard Show. I should do the Jeff Hilliard Foundation.
Yeah.
We're helping save people, making them put on this VR app. That's
That's a great idea.
It's really good. I want to tell you folks, I appreciate all the people even using this in the background while you're masturbating. You're listening to this. I appreciate that. I imagine it must be very, comforting. Some of you people out there that are using your sexual toys on yourself while listening to this podcast. I think that's a beautiful thing. Who the hell's doing that? That's really a thing. All you people out there exercising on the beach, getting fit. I think you're either going to come out of this pandemic either really fit or you've gained 80 pounds. Now, you got to figure out which kind of person are you. I think you should get some adjustable dumbbells. Get a yoga mat. I don't know. Get out there. Get fit, folks. You got to get ready for the post-apocalyptic Mad Max life. Get yourself a mullet. Maybe get some shoulder pads because you need that in the apocalypse. You got to dress like your Burning Man outfit. Watch those camping shows. And you can steal things up to almost $1,000 in Los Angeles. Apparently, it's like $950. So get out there and start, stealing things because the police are busy. You get free reign out there. Like this guy's what kind of show is this? I'm telling you, steal stuff.
Life hacks.
Yeah, life hacks. Get out there. Just so you know, FYI, if you want to be homeless, Los Angeles is the place for you. This is the mecca of living on the street. If you want to be a professional camper, I think that they should incorporate the homeless people in the community by letting them be scoutmasters to help show these young whippersnappers, give them some life skills on how to live out on the street, how to prepare for the future. I think I've been talking for way too long here.
I think you're great, but
Do you have any questions?
I have one idea for a business.
Okay, yeah.
What do you think about an outdoor, like a strip joint?
A strip joint, like a strip club with strippers,
yeah.
but for outside.
Yeah, because
I've actually saw a video where they had drive-through strip club where people are in their car as someone's stripping. Yeah.
This is genius. I was gonna say this. Just get the right parking lot, set up the right kind of camouflage, so to speak.
Well, yeah, or they should do. They could have them in a truck on the stripper. The pornification of the United States. If you're not naked in front of a camera right now playing with yourself, then I don't know what you're doing. That's where we're living in right now. You got to figure out how to. If people no one wants to see me naked, but this is all I can do is prostitute out my mental illness on a podcast. And then beg for money. That's what it's come down to. And then I can do, if you need ads done, I can. I am a micro influencer.
That's right. You did it. Yeah.
The micro influencer, folks, if you really want to really target a very specific niche of people, I'm your guy. I can pitch your product. We could do like an affiliate link. It's so funny. The guy told the real doll. I was like, dude, give me an affiliate link. I will get people to buy your sex doll. And I don't think he's figured that out yet. If you want to buy one of those damn dolls, folks, I'm trying to figure out how to sell them to you. I have the guy here in Los Angeles. You can buy it. You'll actually get it. Like I'm a guy fucking pitching a fucking $2,000 masturbation toy, like my future. And then star of my music video. It's gonna hopefully go down. I gotta have my brilliant cinematographer John. We can be a nice guest. We can talk about all these crazy videos we've done for the 4 people out there that are really into the stuff I've done. Probably the only reason why you'd be listening to this podcast. Like, how did you find this? Thank you so much for all the messages. You know what we're doing here. It's a multi-level network marketing opportunity. If you want to be at the top of the pyramid, you basically send this to 5 of your friends. You get them to send it to 5 of their friends. You get to be the cool person that sent something where someone goes, what the fuck is this? You get to have that moment. Folks, I appreciate all of you people. The show is going to continue to keep getting more and more wonderful. I'll get more. I'll get into some. I'll get back into the memoirs. We can really break down, how I became this unbelievable creative genius.
Yeah.
The greatest character actor the world's ever seen. The greatest satirist. A brilliant jumpsuit designer. A mullet enthusiast. The most prolific, profound, exceptional, spectacular, iconic midlife crisis coach the world's ever seen. Yeah. I've worked every job in the world, and I worked for a few weeks as a Lyft driver. Because I picked up a guy who was a DJ, and his rating was so bad that I was like a normal person would be like, fuck this guy. I don't want to deal with this person. And he left me out there waiting for like 20 minutes, and I was like, I have to see who this person is, because this is going to be really good. and he was like a DJ, and he had like his really expensive hat on, and he had I don't want to probably figure who he is, but he had DJ'd at some fancy political stuff, and this guy's website the way that I just talked about how like called himself an icon. This kid's probably 27 years old, and he's talking about how he's an icon, like the fucking self-delusion, and to own that, the level of fucking entitlement, just claiming shit is the world, but everything is a shitty reality show. That's how I gotta start talking all the time, just constantly telling people that I'm the best thing that's ever happened. How exhausting. This is what this show's about, telling the narcissism, heading into it straight on. Thank you once again, folks. You did it. You made it all the way through. Thank you. We'll see you next time.